DDG reflects on failed relationships with ex-girlfriends, Ruby Rose, Kennedy Cymone. After a failed relationship with both Ruby Rose and Kennedy Cymone, DDG made some reflection with those relationships and has something to say about it. Join us in this video as we dig up a closer look with DDG's past relationship, DDG and Ruby Rose. As we all know, Ruby Rose and DDG have been having an on-again, off-again relationship for the past few years, to the point where fans didn't know whether they still are together or not. One day they'll be beefing up with each other publicly, and then the next thing we know, they're both cuddling and being all sweet to each other on their social media accounts. But first, let's get to know who Ruby Rose is. Ruby Rose's real name is Ruby Rose Benton. However, she prefers to go by Ruby Rose instead of Benton. She prefers to keep her name brief, as evidenced by her Instagram account and other social media accounts. Ruby Rose comes from the United States and works as a rapper, songwriter, and model. Ruby became more known after starring in Migos' Bad and Bougie music video. In 2018, she began releasing music, and her track Big Mouth achieved popularity in 2019. Rose also made an appearance in the music video for Cardi B's single WAP, which was released on August 7, 2020. On December 25, 2020, she released her first official mixtape, For the Streets. On her mixtape, Future and Party Next Door made a cameo appearance. In addition, she was also named the XXL Freshman List for 2021. In addition to being a rapper, she makes money via her OnlyFans. There, she publishes some adult material. Ruby's net worth is estimated to be more than $1 million, despite the fact that her actual earnings and income are kept hidden from the public eye. Ruby Rose and DDG's relationship started when Lala Baptiste set them both up on a blind date, saying they're both a perfect match. They're both single and want to find love, so why not, right? Lala uploaded the whole content on her YouTube channel titled, I Set DDG Up on a Blind Date with Ruby Rose, and this happened last February 15, 2020. And that's where the roller coaster ride began. The first thing that happened was when, despite claiming DDG as her man, Ruby Rose reunited with Lil TJ. Ruby Rose has been all over the place, claiming DDG as her guy and then hanging out with Lil TJ for another Instagram smash fest. Ruby Rose became a popular topic after she was seen hanging out with Lil TJ, with whom she had a public feud with a few months ago, and at the same time expressing her love for DDG. Ruby was flown out to smash with Lil TJ during quarantine a few months ago, as you may recall. When he refused to pay for her return flight, she vented her frustrations online. Then of course, on social media, both rappers were heavily mocked. Putting that behind them, the two reconnected, ostensibly for some more smashing, sharing on Instagram stories and revealing how ridiculous their feud was to begin with. To make matters worse, Ruby has been referring to rapper DDG as her man, despite the fact that he made it obvious that he does not want anything to do with her. He stated that he is single in a recent narrative post on his official page. But moving on a year later, DDG discussed his blind date with Ruby last year and what happened following that first meeting in a recent interview. For over a year, there have been rumors about the nature of DDG and Ruby Rose's relationship. Early last year, the couple was set up on a blind date, and their followers were left wondering what happened after their filmed meeting. Both singers have indicated that they are dating, but when probed about their claimed romance in interviews, they have been evasive, as are many performers in the industry. Supa Cindy and DJ Entice of Miami's 99 Jams recently met up with DDG, and the rapper was questioned if the blind date meant the end of his romance with his fellow artist. Of course not, he said. I'm a charming young man. I've had a crush on Ruby before we did the little taboo or whatever. That wasn't the end of it. I'm like, this is really just my way of starting it off. But me and her, we got a whole situation going on. That video turned into something bigger, DDG added. But just a month after that interview, where he recently said that he and Ruby had a whole situation going on, he then claims after finding out new information, he's a single man. Things may have changed after DDG posted a video claiming that he was unattached to anyone. I'm officially single, said the rapper. He then added, I do not have a Valentine. I know I was just with a shorty last night. I found out some things this morning that really just made me realize that I don't need to be in a relationship. I'm single for life. I don't have a Valentine. I would like to do something nice," he continued. So if there's any girls that don't have a Valentine, let me know. Ruby Rose, who slid in the comments after the post was reshared to the Shade Room, didn't miss it. She just wrote, "Yikes." On his Instagram story, DDG responded to the statement, "Yikes," he exclaimed. "They're trying to play me in the comments." Their relationship went on like that for a couple of months, and in a recent interview on Cigar Talk, DDG was able to talk about his relationship. He was asked, "You had a public relationship with Ruby Rose. You had a whole thing. Everybody's watching it. The comments are crazy. How hard is that part? Like just trying to maintain an actual relationship in the middle of like comments and likes and everybody saying stuff. It's extremely difficult. It's almost impossible to have a relationship," DDG answered. "You don't think it could work out like that?" DDG then answered, "I mean, it'll work out, but it's near impossible. It's like everybody's in my business. It affects my real life. The comments and people just trying to justify things. Like for example, I'm in a relationship and I go like a picture or something. The fans will see that and then send it to her and be telling he just likes their pictures. Oh, she in LA and he in LA. They're probably seeing each other." And for his last question, the interviewer asked, "Does that make you hold back from it, or is it just like chalk it up as part of the game?" DDG then stated, "Guess I just have to deal with the game until I'm able to really just be low-key. But I feel like part of my career is not smart for me to be low-key. But me being a new figure, a new artist, I feel like I have to show my face. And that comes with if I'm in a relationship. Then they're gonna have to know that too." Another relationship DDG got into was with Kennedy Cymone on her self-titled YouTube channel. Kennedy Cymone is a social media celebrity and beauty guru for developing and sharing popular looks. Cymone has 1.85 million YouTube subscribers and 1.6 million Instagram followers. Kennedy is a powerful figure in the beauty industry, having worked with alongside brands like Fenty Beauty. Cymone's content, on the other hand, isn't solely about beauty. She incorporates vlogs, challenges, and Q&As into her content on a regular basis. Kennedy and DDG began dating in 2017 and were temporarily engaged in April of that year. They broke up in the summer of 2018 but reunited soon after that. In November 2019, the pair announced that they were no longer together. They stated that their breakup was a mutual decision and it would improve their careers. DDG released a song called Toxic in March 2020, which detailed the difficulties of a previous relationship. Cymone's name was not mentioned by DDG, although it was assumed that she was the topic of the song. The rapper revealed that his previous love had suffered a miscarriage, leading many to believe that Cymone was pregnant at some point during their relationship. Cymone has moved on her heartbreaking split with DDG. She admits to dating a few men, but she isn't looking for a long-term relationship, according to Kennedy. "I've been chilling, enjoying my single life. A big part of being single is just to enjoy yourself. Figure out what you like, have fun. I've been dating here and there, seeing what I like, but as of now, I'm single, and I'm not rushing into anything. I'm not pressed for a relationship. If it comes, it comes. When it happens, it happens." It's definitely hard to maintain a good relationship, especially when the public is involved since they're celebrities. But it's good to know that DDG knows what the consequences are and is ready to face them and has plans on his future relationship as well. And we do hope all of them get to find the love that they all deserve. That's it. That's a wrap. What are your thoughts about DDG himself and with his past relationships with Ruby Rose and Kennedy Cymone? Let us know by leaving a comment down below, and see you in the next video.